This is the GuliKit KK3, their new, more budget controller, but it's got some awesome features, but some things I don't like about it. So this is the box. Inside you literally get a charging lead and a manual and the controller itself, and that's basically it. The box does tell you some of the specs, so let's just run down it this way. We've got TMR Joysticks. So TMR Joysticks are like the new thing, better than Hall effect. Way less power, way higher polling rate, way more accurate, way less dead zone. Like they're just like better all around with less interference and everything like that. But yeah, more on that in a minute. We've got second generation tactile buttons, which just feel like membrane. Like they always say that they're tactile or mechanical, and they're not. I don't know what they mean by that. Whatever. Special steel ring for the smoothness, which is actually really nice. Again, more on that in a sec. We've got vibration, perfect ergonomics, rumble, which is vibration. They've said it twice. Hall effect triggers as well. We've got 6-axis gyro. You've also got turbo in here, and it's multi-platform as well. So those are the specs. Let's take a look at the controller. So the controller is the typical GuliKit layout with their logo at the top. Very nice. I really like their sort of designs and everything. Like this lovely retro looking gray is lovely. The whole thing is just plastic, which again is nice. You're not going to get any sticky rubber or anything. We do have grips just here if it wants to focus. So we've got a built-in grip, which is just plastic, nothing on the back. So no triggers, no adjustable or programmable back paddles or anything like that. This is just like a standard controller, right? We've got our USB-C at the top, 950 milliamp hour battery. We do have our sort of player number just there, and then we've got the multi-plat function here. So I've got it on Windows mode, but you've got a bunch of other ones for Switch and iOS and Android and all that good stuff as well. We then have select or minus, star or plus. We've got our home button, our screenshot button, a cog button for utilizing turbo and stuff. We've got our little D-pad just here. We've got our firing buttons? What am I on about? Face buttons. We've got our joysticks, and then obviously our triggers and bumpers as well. So the fit and finish and build quality and everything is really nice. It's got a good weight to it. So it's like a mid-weight. It's on the lighter side, but not like a cheap and nasty feeling. The whole build quality, as I've come to expect from GuliKit, is actually really nice in terms of the physical fit and finish. Everything's nice. All the buttons and all the triggers are very consistent. It feels like a premium controller. The face buttons as well, even though they just feel like membrane to me, are nice. They follow the shape of the controller, so it's actually very ergonomic when you move from Y to A just here, or X to B if you're thinking of a PC layout or an Xbox layout. This is a Nintendo layout. So whilst this is a multi-plat, this is just how it is, right? So you have to get your head around the fact that it says these, even though they're not if you're using a PC like I'm doing. But regardless, they're nice. There's no pre-travel. There's a tiny smidgen of post-travel, but really they actuate nice. They don't get stuck or anything like that. They're nice face buttons. I do like them. The triggers as well, very, very consistent with one another, feel very, very nice. They've got updated Hall effect analog joysticks. Oh, come on, Andy. Triggers. Hall effect triggers. They've updated them to be more accurate, less dead zone and stuff, and they do feel very, very nice. The D-pad is on the smaller side, and it's not tactile or anything. It's slightly mushy, and it protrudes with a nice concave. So I don't know what this is like for fighting games because I don't play them, but for platformers, it is good. I like that, but there is no 4-way mode. It is just an 8-way D-pad. Now, the joysticks just here, physically, I like the toppers on them. They're very nice. The classic sort of GuliKit layout, little circular rings with a bit of a concave in the middle. We do have anti-friction metal rings under the sticks, which are brilliant, and anti-friction rings around the joystick gate as well. So they are super smooth, as I've come to expect from GuliKit. Very, very smooth joystick. But there's one thing that I couldn't put my finger on when I started testing this controller. I was like, what's going on with these joysticks? It's just something felt weird to me. It felt really twitchy. That's me twitching out. It just felt a bit strange. And I was there trying to play shooters like I am now. This is Black Ops 6, right? And it's fine. They're great, but they feel a little bit twitchy, and I couldn't tell what it was. And I figured it out. They're tiny. They're like really small modules. I don't know what's going on. Look, I've got the Nixie Master P1 over here, right? Look at the size of the actual sticks. These are like full-size sticks, right? Like the gate's big. You've got a lot of travel, like from one side to the, you know, center to the side. So in my mind, that gives you more accuracy because there's more movement, right, that you can then adjust. Keeping that there, look how small these ones are. They are tiny. Like if I pull it this way, look at the ring, look at the circle, right? They are absolutely tiny. So there's less travel from center point to the outer ring, which makes them very twitchy because this to there is exactly the same input as this to there. But with this, you've got more movement, right? Do you see what I'm getting at? Whereas with this one, there's less movement, which makes it hypersensitive, like super sensitive. And it makes it on shooters specifically very, very twitchy, in my opinion. You know, it's a little bit hard to get accuracy because you're all over the place because you have to use like micro movements on your thumb to get the same input as you would on a full-size one. So it's very weird to me playing with like little mini sticks on like basically a full-size controller. Not really sure what they're going with there. Like it's a little bit weird. But anyway, let's just quickly test the TMR joysticks. You can see here on the axis that they are 0.442 accurate to the center point, right? So they are very accurate. If I do test circularity and go and do a slow circle, boom, 0.0% accuracy. So, or error rate, actually 0% accuracy. Yeah, that's good. 0% error rate, completely none whatsoever, right? Which is actually really impressive. If I turn that off and then press setting and the screenshot button, I've now enabled like no dead zone mode. And now you can see the axes are different. So no longer are they dead center, they're like slightly out. And the axis is totally different. So it goes from 0.006, 0.02, 0.01, 0.006. So they're not as pinpoint. If I just do this a few times, you should see that number moving, right? And the center of the point going off center, right? But whilst I've done that, they still have an outside dead zone. So whilst this is technically like raw mode, they've still applied a dead zone to that raw mode. But let's just test the circularity again. Still a 0% error rate, right? So completely 0%, which is really good. So that means they're highly accurate. And whilst they are highly accurate, like I said, I'm finding I'm strafing more in shooters because the sticks are too twitchy. Look at this, like trying to aim at that dummy, I'm finding that I'm just actually strafing to get the sights on it rather than trying to do it with the stick because those sticks are so small. I'm finding it very twitchy to get my accuracy. I'm just not used to it, and I don't really know what the rationale behind these tiny sticks are. But I can say if you're not playing a shooter, so if you are playing this on the Switch and you're playing Mario or something like that, they're going to be fine. They're good sticks, highly accurate, really good TMR modules. I just don't like them for shooters. But anyway, there's a few extra features. So you've got that no dead zone, which I've shown you. There's also continuous fire, which is turbo, right? So turbo basically repeats an input for you so that you don't have to keep mashing a button. So let's do it with jump quickly. So if I press settings and jump, and now I press and hold, it's gonna jump continuously, right? If I press settings and jump again, now it's just going to keep jumping for me. And if I press settings and jump again, it's now long vibrated to say, hey, that's all turned off. It's not done. But you can assign it to triggers as well, right? So I could, let's put the gun into single fire rate, right? Just like that, oh, like this. And then I'm going to press settings and the trigger, and now I'm going to just hold this down and it's doing single inputs for me. Or I can do settings and trigger again and then leave this and it's just going to continuously shoot for me. So you know that's what turbo is. Now to cancel it again, settings and that one again, it long vibrates, there you go. Or you can press settings and minus and it will cancel everything. Finally, you can adjust the vibration with settings and down or up, or it's actually just up, sorry. So one vibration is weak, two vibrations is the default, and long vibration is off. So you've got weak, sort of normal, or off. So doing that again, that's one long vibration, that's now off. 1 vibration, 2 vibration. That's it. This doesn't have their maglev crazy HD rumble thing, which I've complained about in other videos with the KK3 Max and the Pro as well. This is just standard, bog standard rumble. So it's just one type of rumble, but it's nice, big, heavy, swoopy rumble. It's good rumble. I'm kind of glad that they didn't bother putting the maglev thing in here. But ultimately, I mean, there's not really much else to say about this controller. I don't know how much this is actually going to be retailing for. I've had this for a little while now, and whilst I'm filming this, this is actually before the release of this controller, and we haven't been told a price. I imagine it's going to be on the budget side, right? So probably $40 maybe? I'm hoping it's between $30 and $40, something like that. I think that would be worth it. But ultimately, I prefer the KK3 Pro. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite of the KK3 range, is the KK3 Pro. I've got a video of it, go and check that out. But yeah, I just prefer that one, and I prefer the sticks as well. Even though these have got TMR, right, and they're highly accurate and they're amazing, I don't like the tiny modules or the tiny gate that they've put on there. I don't understand why they've done that. But everything else about the controller is solid. It's a really good controller, just not for shooters. You know, that's basically it. Is my complaint is with shooters. If you're playing everything but shooters, this is a great controller, and if it's at the right price, then I definitely recommend it. If it's above $40, don't bother. Just get the KK3 Pro and be done with it, you know, because that often goes on sale. But yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts on the new KK3. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments whilst you're down there. Like this video, subscribe, become a member. You can talk to me and AJ over in our private Discord. And talking of AJ, check out our podcast where we talk about all things gaming just over here. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.